Hello you beautiful souls, welcome here. Today we've got a more general reading and it's messages from your future self. What does your future self want you to know right now? Maybe there will be some words of advice, some direction, guidance for you at this point in your life. So yeah, let's see. I've got 3 piles of cards for you to choose from. I will insert the picture of the piles in a second. As always, please take your time, listen to intuition, and then choose a pile that attracts you the most. Let's go. Hello my beautiful pile number 1, or everybody who chose this tiger eye stone. Let's see what messages does your future self have for you. And we've got the 3 of Wands, Journey, the Tower, Child, the Hierophant, and Letter. Very interesting. Pile 1. There's this feeling that many of you have been yearning for new places, new experiences, new people, new environments, especially in the past. Such a powerful, strong energy of wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to travel, possibly for many of you, wanting to relocate, to move, to maybe go and study somewhere in a geographically different place. Just feels like you're looking at a distance and you're planning and you almost see that journey for yourself. Maybe some of you really moved here because it's the past energy I'm looking at. Maybe you changed your location, maybe you traveled, maybe you... Yeah, feels like a journey that you went through. And you've been planning. I don't feel like it was something out of the blue, something unexpected. That's it, I'm going tomorrow, today. No, it feels like it's something you've been thinking about, ruminating, and what are the next steps I should take to go there, to reach that place, to be there. Whether you reach that geographical place or not, such a potent energy, such a strong energy here of wanting to be somewhere else, of wanting to relocate again. And it feels quite far. It doesn't feel like another town, to be honest. It feels quite far. Maybe immigration for some of you. Again, you guys, if this doesn't resonate with you, it's quite a specific message. Probably not your reading. Don't waste your time, choose another pile or another reading altogether. Expansive energy, very expansive, Jupiterian, I'm sensing here about you. Future, very future oriented. What would I want my life to look like? Where do I want to live? How do I want to live? What do I want to be surrounded by? What atmosphere, what people, what environment, what nature even? What's happening now? Something is like your ground was shaking. Your ground was shaking. And it feels like it's something out of your control. Something has changed. There is this energy of drastic change, and it happened all out of the blue, and it feels as though you are a little bit powerless in the midst of it. In a sense that it's out of your control again. Maybe it's something to do with the government, maybe it's something to do with the weather. Such a strange, like the most simple example. Maybe you wanted to travel, or like do, how is it called? When people travel in a van, for example, or like camping in tents, and the weather is literally bad. This is a very simple example. It doesn't have to resonate with you, but just something happening that is out of your control. You cannot change it. It feels shaky, it feels uncertain, and you feel quite vulnerable in the midst of it all. Just like everything is falling apart. It feels like a crisis in your life, but you're not sure what you can truly do to fix this. Is there anything you could do? Because it's out of your hands. Almost like feeling small in whatever is happening, feeling suddenly small and, I don't want to say insignificant, but just not someone who can change this huge thing that is happening. Such an interesting feeling I'm getting with this tower. Definitely a crisis period. For you, for something, for a certain aspect of your life. But it feels like it was a long time coming, to be honest. Even if it feels unexpected, it was supposed to happen. Because whatever is not working, whatever is not for your highest good, whatever you are not supposed to be living in and taking with you to your future, to the next chapter of your life, it has to go. And what's happening currently, it's helping you to get rid of all of it. Maybe it's people around you, maybe it's a certain set of habits or some kind of basis, something you thought would be in your life forever. Feels like a very turbulent, chaotic energy around you at the moment. Not because of you, because of changes, unexpected changes. Might also be related to the travel situation we were talking about in the beginning, the past energy, whether you did travel or not. There is something turbulent right now that you feel quite powerless in. It's not up to me what's going on, that kind of energy. If I could change it, I would already, like yesterday. Future energies. What does your future self wants you to know about what's coming? Something good is coming. Something very satisfying. Totally different energy from what you are in right now. Currently you are in the energy of the tower. And we are heading to the Hierophant. A lot of stability is coming your way. A lot of this, it feels like some sort of communication is going to make you feel very happy. I'm getting a few storylines here. Could be communication in regards to your living situation, about maybe your job for some of you. For others it could be education, or again, general readings. It could be in regards to your spirituality as well. It just feels like something that is going to put your heart at peace, your soul at peace. Very comforting information, very comforting change. And it's like everything is good, finally. Hierophant is a very stable energy. It's very benevolent energy, very, again, spiritual. And it's like things are falling into place. That's what I'm feeling for you for some reason. Because at this moment, you are in a quite chaotic state. Maybe you literally don't know where you want to live, for example. And very soon you're going to get some kind of sign, information, communication, giving you clarity. Maybe some documents are coming through with a positive answer for some of you, or an opportunity to buy a housing, like a home, an apartment, or rent a good home, something like that. Your life is going to get stabilized. Is that a word? I think it is. Yeah, much more stable. Comparing to what it is now, your future self wants you to know, wait a little bit more. I know you feel powerless, but things are going to look up. Definitely things will improve. You will feel much more stable, much more calm. Like your life is in order. Everything is taken care of. You know where you belong, that kind of thing. This is my place. I feel good here. Emotionally and physically as well. I want to look at the bottom of your deck, you guys, to see the background story here. We've got the Lovers. Very interesting. For some of you, it could also be related to romantic situation. Maybe you've been wanting to relocate to your partner for quite some time, to travel to them, and nothing was helping. Problems in the world, like there was no life circumstances. It was difficult. And making a certain decision probably was difficult. And I love how it's all leading to the Hierophant, to stability, to the real deal. Not like back and forth, maybe distance, or yeah, If it's not relationship, disregard this message, but I feel like for some of you it could be a personal situation, personal life. Definitely you will feel much more established, whatever aspect of life we are talking about here. In the future you're going to feel much more established, much more safe about where you are in life, what you've achieved so far, what state your relationships are in, your love life. If it's a relationship especially, it looks like it's heading to a beautiful place. Commitment. Hierophant is all about marriage, family, commitment, stability, loyalty, faithfulness. Let's look at your oracle cards, you guys. You've been so strong, yeah. The first card we've got here is New Moon and Gemini, and it says communication is key. I feel like many of you are quite lost at this point. What do I do? How do I get out of this confusing situation? I mean, what's next for me? Life seems so chaotic. Everything is changing so fast I cannot keep up even. Maybe some of you really need to talk this through with somebody. If it's a relationship, especially if it's like a difficult, turbulent time, communicating with your partner would be very helpful. And if it's not a relationship, just sharing how you feel, expressing your thoughts, expressing your worries even to your family, to your friends who you love and trust. And I do see wonderful communication coming your way in the future as well with this Hierophant and letter. So yeah, especially if you've been waiting for some clarity, for some understanding for what's going on with us, if it's a relationship, what's going on in my life, what do I do, things are going to get clearer. Then we've got this card, High Priestess of Spirit. Yeah, I love this energy. You guys, I feel like led by your intuition most of the time, not by your logic, not by your reasoning. What my heart is pulling me towards, that's where I'm gonna go. That's where I will travel, metaphorically or literally. Even in the midst of darkness and confusion and chaos, like I need to focus on what my intuition is telling me, my inner voice, even if it's very silent and barely audible. This is the truth. And the Hierophant is also very spiritual energy. Something is very unconventional about you, I'm sensing here. Something very eccentric, unusual. And the way you fix problems in your life is also from a very strange, like you have a very unconventional approach to things. And you've been so strong. I feel like you withstand so many crisis moments in your life, like very difficult periods, chapters, circumstances that not many people can be proud of going through and coming out on the other side safe and sound. We have this card, Strength or Mountain. Yeah, it's almost like even when things get really dark and confusing and just nothing to hope for in the future, you are still hoping. It's like, no, I will get out of this. The storm will clear. I will withstand this. This is not the worst situation I've been in. It's almost like you are really good at, almost like your future self wants you to know that you're really good at giving yourself, bigging you up, hyping yourself up. We can do it. We are strong enough. And with this tower moment, it's almost like regardless of how many times this tower is going to get hit by the thunder, it's so strong. Like castles, those huge castles in Germany and in Europe that are thousands of years old. And they're still beautiful, still magnificent, and a little bit scratched, but very safe and stable. That's what you are like. Maybe you've got some Saturnian placements that are very strong in your chart. Also, we have this card, Broken Dreams. And it says only you can accept or reject your dreams. Yeah, and very, very powerful imagery on it. With this card, I'm sensing, again, I keep being pulled back to this traveling situation, relocating, changing your life drastically somehow. And for some of you, I feel like it might have not worked or happened. Maybe because of this certain disease that spread out, or the political issues, or whatever it is. Just feels like you wanted different things and you ended up maybe not quite reaching them, or maybe not even being able to make it happen for yourself, to go to travel to another place, for example, to study somewhere, to relocate for a romantic partnership. But something much more beautiful is ahead of you. You're definitely going to be very happy. It's almost like there is a reason for everything. There is a reason for this not working out for sure. And with this Hierophant, I feel like there is much more stability ahead of you that you thought you would reach, like stability, abundance, happiness, this feeling of everything is good, everything is stable, I'm happy. And I feel like you wanted to reach that somewhere else, or maybe with someone else, and it's just detours. You've been redirected at some point by this challenge, not even a challenge, by this chaos that's happening currently. Oh my gosh, this reading, I hope it's making sense for you guys. I hope so. Turned out to be very general, like not quite precise as I wanted it to be. But anyway, let's get some more messages. Pile 1. What does your future self wants you to know right now? Messages from your future self. We've got this card, throat chakra. Talk. You guys talk. Keep talking. Again, with this, communication is key. Maybe you're feeling very turbulent inside of you, mentally very stressed. And it's important for you to reach out to friends, to your family, whoever it is that you feel like would understand, would listen at least, would hold space for you. Amazing idea. To speak, to express yourself. And again, there's wonderful conversation, exchange, interaction that is coming your way very soon. That is going to clear the turbulence, the stress that you are feeling. But don't be afraid to speak. To voice your worries, voice your concerns and maybe fears. Because I feel like you're feeling a little bit smaller than you would usually do. Whatever it is that's happening, maybe your finances are not going too well. And so far you've been very strong, but now it's like, I feel quite powerless. Why? What's happening? And I feel like if you talk it through, you'll come back to yourself. You'll come back to yourself. And at the bottom of this deck we have this card, the waiting game. Yeah, it might have felt like walking in circles, waiting for nothing. Nothing is looking up, nothing is improving in my life. Wait just a little bit more. And the Hierophant is a Taurus energy, so the timing would be May, and it's number 5 card, which is also the month of May. I feel like in May things are going to get much better for you, much more positive. Let's get some more messages, you guys. Pile 1. What messages does your future self have for you right now? We've got this card, the Garden and the Gate. Again, that feeling like almost there but not quite yet. I cannot put it better into words. It could be again a physical location, could be a state of a lifestyle, could be an improvement in your love life. It's just, I can see it. It's almost like I can reach it. It's very close. But there's this fence that I'm not allowed to cross. Why? And that's where the desperation might come from. Again, I see the life I want to have, and I know that I'm just one step before to reach it, one more step. But this last step is so difficult to make, and so many obstacles have been thrown in my way, like tests for your commitment. And I love that the Hierophant is the energy of commitment. How committed are you to What language am I speaking today? To your goals, to your dreams. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, with this card all tied up. Again, I don't feel like it's you. You are not restricting yourself. It's not you. It's something out of your hands. Some kind of circumstances are making you feel so stuck. Again, what's happening in the world, maybe some challenges, financial crisis, whatever it is. Something is making you feel like your hands are tied, and this is exactly why you are just outside of this beautiful garden, outside of this beautiful life. And the last step would be just to take this key that this woman has on her neck, key to this fence, and just to open the gate to the fence and get into the garden, the blooming garden. Just the last effort. And I feel like you'll make it. You'll definitely make it. You'll do it, and you'll get to this beautiful energy of the stability, abundance, commitment, happiness. And also I feel like some of you really need some information, almost like maybe a document, maybe a conversation with someone, maybe just a bit more of that airy energy with this throat chakra and communication. Let's get some more messages. Pile 1. What does your future self wants you to know right now? And we've got this card Moonlight, and it says travel, romance, potential. I don't even know, you guys. You are either about to travel, or you've done it already and it led to something interesting happening in your life. A very strong energy of relocation, of movement, of potential. Again, with this 3 of Wands, powerful energy of expansion, potential, very future-oriented thinking and planning ahead, strategies. What would I want my life to be like eventually in 10 years? Do I want to live there or here? Or what do I do? How do I relocate there? How do I improve my living situation? Yeah, for sure. You're going through a powerful transformation, evaluating your life, evaluating the basis, the core of your life, the foundation that you had so far. Is it working for me or is it not? But regardless of what conclusions you come to and whether life is going to assist you with it, eventually, I'm telling you, you're going to feel very stable in your life, very happy where you are, with the people that you are with. A very strong energy of family, support, commitment with this Hierophant. Good living situation. Maybe your own property, even for some of you, if that's something you are looking into, wondering about. Like 4th house. Taurus, Cancer mixture I'm getting here with this, with your energy. If you could mix Taurus and Cancer manifestations in life, that's what your life would look like. I hope it's making sense. Let's get some more messages. Pile 1. What does your future self wants you to know right now? Messages from your future self. And we've got this card Holiday. Can it be like all of the cards? Travel, potential, holiday. And it says, the spirit of the ocean calls you, offering healing and much needed peace. Come to the water and connect with its endless flow of magic. You need a change of scenery. Take a holiday and all will fall into place. I feel like many of you have been wondering, maybe when would be the next time I can travel. I had these plans, I had this maybe vacation booked and scheduled, but now with everything that's happening, I cannot fly, cannot travel, some restrictions, whatever it is. I feel like it's going to work out for you. Eventually. Yeah. And at the bottom of this deck we have this card Moon Goddess. And it says, a time of necessary upheaval, a blessing in disguise. Yeah, what's happening, it's some kind of redirection, you guys. Even if you feel agitated and angry and vulnerable and powerless in the midst of this chaos, it's a blessing in disguise. It's redirecting you to where you are supposed to be. Almost like a chain of events are going to happen where you eventually will reach the point, the place where you have to be ultimately, whatever it is, whatever you can mean by the world place, a person, a literal physical place, a job, even an establishment, a home, like an apartment, a house. You are being redirected to where you're supposed to go. That's what I'm feeling very strongly for you guys. And I feel like your future self's message here is for you not to resist it. Not to resist it. You can talk about it, you can share it, you can ask for advice, but it's almost like if it's out of your hands, it's out of your hands. Just look at where your life is gently trying to nudge you towards. Yeah, as the dust settles, the gift reveals itself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe even a person who you're meant to meet. For example, you've been separated from somebody. I'm just giving an example, you guys. You've been separated from the person you thought you had a future with, and things were not working out, different countries, whatever it is. And now things are like at the worst point of it. But it's as though life is trying to show you, maybe you should go to this place, meet these people, and eventually you will find your gift in somebody else. You're meant, it's almost like a destined thing. We've got 2 major arcana in your whole spread already. Definitely feels like a significant destined change of events here. Not something that you can control yourself with your will, with your intention. Now, you guys, I wanted to get a few tea leaf cards, so I'll mix them and then pull a few for you. Pile 1, what messages does your future self have for you right now? You guys, and the first card we've got here is fire, and it says strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Wow, and interesting that we had the lovers at the bottom of your deck as the background story, and that's the story of Adam and Eve, of lovers, of passion. Not so much hate, but you know, the line can be very thin sometimes. Definitely something for many of you, it could be a situation about love, personal issues, something that almost like emotions are definitely running high for you and for your person as well, if this is a connection, because of things not working out or difficulties or the fact that you're not getting on the same page. But I do see eventually a lot of peace in your heart, regardless of how the situation gets resolved. With the Hierophant, you couldn't wish for the better outcome. Maybe the 10 of Cups would be nice, but the Hierophant is just the real deal. Feels very stable, feels like commitment for years. Then we've got this card, Hammock, and it says taking a vacation physically or mentally. How many indications of travel and vacation and holiday did we get already? I lost the track of the number. I'll show you the image on it. So definitely, you guys, you'll end up somewhere else, like traveling, going on vacation, having a good trip somewhere, resting, even if now things are not going into your favor, like you cannot pull it through. Then we've got this card, Feather, and it says someone you know is undependable and insincere. Interesting. To be honest, I feel like that's something you know already. If this reading resonates with you, it's like a confirmation for some of you, and it's not anything new here. But again, I keep getting this message that you will eventually wind up end up with the most sincere, stable and loyal person you can ever imagine. With the Hierophant, it's just, this is not a shaky ground. It's a very stable energy. Maybe your hopes and wishes and dreams about something are not working out because you are being protected from things that are not in integrity, that do not align with your values and morals in life. There is a bigger meaning in all of this, I feel like. Even it feels like your life is falling apart at the moment. It is not. It is falling together, really. It is falling together. Then we have this card Butterfly, and it says, a change for the better. I love it. I love it. And you deserve it out of all people. There's just this, you have such a kind heart, such a kind heart. And you are such a strong person. You are a mountain, you are a rock. It's time for you to feel lighter, to feel happier, to feel more like yourself after all of this turbulence. Then we have this card Bowl, and it says, you are highly thought of. So wonderful. To be honest, I feel like that's the energy of the future more so rather than present. With this Hierophant and Letter in the future, I feel like what's about to come, the relationship, the situation that you are in, the people that will be surrounding you, they will respect you. They will give you their honest, the most, true respect. Not because they need something from you, not because they're trying to please you, because they truly admire you and respect you and see the human in you, see deeper than the way you look, what you say. Almost like energetic recognition I'm feeling here. And it's more so amplified with the fact that this woman, she's not showing her face. We only see in her the back of her head. Very interesting. Then we've got this card Spear, and it says heartache over what you no longer have. And more so here I'm sensing what you no longer have is in a dream, a goal that you had, a picture in your head for the future, maybe in a different place, in a different environment with a different person, and it's almost as though I'm mourning what I never really got to have. You know that feeling? It's such a difficult feeling to explain. Like, I almost lived it already, but I never did. Yeah. Straight to the heart, definitely. Almost like I no longer have an access to that picture, to that future. It's not happening. Even if I tried, it's just, it wouldn't work. You guys. Interesting. I don't want to end on quite a sad note, so let's get one more message for you. One more message and advice for you guys. What do you have to focus on? Messages from your future self. Any help, any guidance for pile 1? And we've got this card, Just Ask. Very similar message to talking, conveying your emotions, your worries. And it says, there are many here in the spirit world that can assist you at this time. We are made of the divine source, your loved ones, friends, guides, angels, and spirit helpers who are waiting to assist you. We are your spiritual team, and all you have to do is ask for our help and guidance. I love how this is just one hand, and so many hands are being stretched towards it. With symbols, with keys, with feathers, sunlight, and some mechanisms. And it's almost like you are currently being helped, supported, redirected to where you have to go, even if you don't feel it in the 3D, in the real life. It's more subtle. And praying for sure would help. Praying, asking for help, asking for signs and symbols, for clarity. So this is all I have for you, pile 1. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope it gave you the clarity that you needed, the answers that you needed, and I wish you lots of happiness and lots of love for yourself and for others, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hello my beautiful pile number 2, or everybody who chose this white marble. Let's see what messages does your future self have for you right now. Oh my gosh, I have a tea leaves in my lap. I was like, what is distracting me? I'm so sorry, you guys. So let's see. And we've got the artist, prison, Knight of Pentacles, pleasure seekers, Ten of Wands, Doctor, I'm sensing a very hard-working energy from you guys, very dependable, very much. I have a goal and I'm gonna get there. I'm putting effort constantly into it. Even if it feels like I will never reach my dream, my goal, the picture of the future that I want to live and to be in. I'll continue working. I'll continue investing my time. I'll continue being in it, manifesting it. Let's start from the beginning, the past energy. You have a dream. You got a dream, you guys, of some sort. You have that picture in your mind, at the back of your mind. You see it. You painted it yourself, of how you want to live, who you want to be, what you want to experience, who you want to be with. Maybe it's in regards to your career as well. I feel like you're very creative people, very much visionaries, artsy, definitely somebody who brings through your creative abilities something, you bring things to life. But then that picture that you painted of the future, of what you want, it's almost as though life was keeping you away from it. Like you've been shut away, shut down by circumstances, but by challenges in life, there's this feeling of being stuckness, of like, the only thing I have left to do is dream of it, is like continue marveling in it, but it's almost as though you're not free to live it. You don't have an access to it just yet. It might be the case of it taking longer than you thought, and that's why it's making you feel so restricted and sad. It's like there is a dead end of some sort. Why is this not manifesting? Why is this not happening? I'm putting so much of my effort, of my intention, of my imagination, of my emotional energy into this. Where is it? Where is it? Why am I still here? Why is my life still this way? But I feel like you are giving up, you guys. I don't feel like you are giving up. Even if it's been years. Whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, I feel like you are slowly but surely getting there. Even now, your energy is very vigilant. You are still looking at that picture, and it's interesting the way these guys look on the sit on the table for me. Is we've got this artist, which is all about painting that picture, thinking of it, and then we've got this, well, they will line like this, and then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, because it's the backwards. And the Knight of Pentacles is looking at this artist and heading in that direction. I'm getting towards my future, towards that picture. Nothing is going to stop me, even if it's going to take me 10 years, 15 years. Especially if you get, if life constantly distracts you with things that are meaningless or superficial, maybe with people who are on the surface and they're just not thinking in bigger terms, on a bigger scale as you do. They're not, just something not fulfilling, communication of some sort, maybe friendships that are not serving your highest good anymore, and it just feels like I need to take my time. I don't want to get distracted. I don't want to, maybe by the pleasures of life, by the fun of it, by some kind of social events that many, like partying for example, getting drunk most of the time. I feel like you are not, you don't want to spend your time on it. It's like, have a goal, I want to get there. Of course it would be nice to have fun in the meantime, but it's just, I feel like you're very vigilant, you're very focused, very intent on making it happen. And your future self is like clapping for you and patting your shoulder and being very proud of you. You're making sacrifices on your journey for sure. Whatever it is you want to get to, you've sacrificed so much. Maybe again some friendships, maybe some, if it's the case of relationship, maybe you stopped seeing the people you had passionate connections with, or like flings, or people who were interested in you, but you thought, nah, this is not what I had in my mind, not quite. It's a good person, we've got a bit of chemistry, but I know they're not the one. I know that I will not build a family with them. And I see you sacrificing things along your way in this, whatever it is you want to get to. And it's like, slowly but surely I'll get there. Wonderful energy. Being in love with your goal, being in love with your vision, with the life that you want to have, and almost like seeing all of the little strokes, the smallest details, the smells, the feelings, the colors, and it's just so bright in your head, and this is exactly what I want. I don't want anything else. I don't want the small, don't want to settle for less, because it feels like I'm not reaching that goal. But your future self is a little bit worried about you guys. Future energies, you're gonna get burned down. You're gonna get burned out because you're carrying a lot on your shoulders, all alone. And it's almost as though your future self wants you to know that if you continue doing this, you're going to get out of breath. You need to speak to people. You need to, what's the word? Empty that backpack, let's say, you're carrying on your shoulders up that hill, or share it with someone, or just do some healing. Take time for yourself, almost as though there are many responsibilities, like practical things you have to do, and you're doing it all on your own. Everything, all of it. Maybe seeing a therapist would be nice. I know not many people want to hear it, but just in case, for some of you who've been wondering, oh, maybe I should look for a good person that I will click with, and we'll have good conversations. It's also difficult to find a good therapist, practitioner, maybe Reiki practitioner, like a massage person. How are they called? I don't remember. Things like that. Just something that will give you more energy, something that will fuel you on your journey, because you're doing too much. And especially like taking care of your body, sleeping more, resting more. If you've been overworking yourself and getting stressed about it, and I cannot complete this on time, and I'm not getting to my goal as fast as I want. You will. I feel like you will. With this intention, with this dedication, you're bound to. But the advice here is to take care of yourself, to take care of your emotional state, of your mental state, and you don't have to carry all of this weight on your own. Don't try to prove anybody to anyone, be it the society, be it maybe your parents, someone from your childhood, be it your partner. You don't have to prove anybody to anything. Take care of yourself. Big message here. Let's look at the bottom of your deck, you guys. The background story. There is loneliness here that makes this weight so much heavier. We've got the Hermit at the bottom of your deck. It's almost like I will only, so it's though you've adopted this thought, this prejudice, or whatever it is. This belief is that I will only reach that goal of mine, I will only get to that beautiful picture if I walk this path on my own. If I don't get distracted, if I don't spend the moment expressing my pain and sadness to other people, if I don't get involved with other people's drama, it's just, it feels like a lonely path. You'll get there, but in the process there is just, I feel like you need to talk literally calling up your friend and asking them how they are doing, and then sharing your experiences. Not being afraid to, especially if you're very much into manifestations and the law of attraction, sometimes we shy away from expressing and communicating the heavy stuff, the negative stuff, because we feel like if we start speaking it, then that's it, the things will not manifest. I have to be always happy, I have to be always positive, and I feel like it's such an unhealthy way to be, because negative things, they will always be there, and then they will get stuck in a very unexpected places, and then your body is suffering. You need to get everything out to have this balance and flow. And again, talking to somebody, sharing this load with people, just a conversation with somebody you trust will be from now my English, yeah, a conversation here and there would really help you. It's almost like I can't speak because of, yeah, maybe that's how you feel. I don't want to express this. I don't want to go into the misery or tell people how I'm struggling, maybe because they won't understand, or maybe because people have it worse than me, the worst things are happening in the world, something like that. Or I don't want to be like complaining and whining. It's not. Everybody needs to share. Everybody, we all are in the same boat. We are all here on earth, living this thing called life. Let's look at your oracle cards, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at this. Well, I'm just shocked by the card that I'm seeing here. So the first card we have here is Autumnal Equinox, and it says release. Releasing something, letting yourself go, letting yourself loose a little bit, loosen up, to become more. Yeah, if the trees don't shed the leaves in fall, it's just it never really happens. What is this? What is happening? It's not natural. And it's almost like you're holding on to something, and carrying that load again. You need to let go of something. Be it that prejudice I was talking about, being maybe literal responsibilities, difficulties you're dealing with. It's almost as though you have to enjoy the journey more so than the goal, the picture you want to be in, you want to live. And then we have this card, fulfillment. Absolutely, again, that same message of you to loosen up, to enjoy this life, to have some good food, to have some wine, because we've got the wine, or maybe it's pomegranate juice, who knows. To have some good food, spend good quality time with your friends, or if you don't have friends, make friends, meet new people. Yeah, let yourself be in the moment. Let go of the things that you have to accomplish by this date. Oh, I don't know. Almost like there are so many ultimatums, and very responsible people you are. Even though on one hand you are dreamers, you are visionaries, you are very creative, and you just want to get to your goal. And the other side of you, on the other hand, is very practical, down to earth, very busy, like busy bees. Do not distract me with the things that have nothing to do with what I want to achieve. Do not. That's the energy I'm getting from you. Loosen up. Your future self wants you to know life is short. You've got to enjoy it. And again, with manifestations, they come to us faster when we enjoy the process, when we are happy in the meantime. Feeling good is the key, as I figured out. Being stressed, being worried, where is it, why it's not coming, why I'm not there yet, definitely not helping. Make that intention, let it go, and be happy in the present. But anyway, I feel like you guys know all of it already. It's just you have tendencies of overload, stressing yourself out, burdening yourself too much. And then we have this card, Full Moon in Cancer, and it says a personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, it could also be a situation where you feel very lonely because you have your own path and it's quite different from maybe your family, what your family believes in, maybe from your friend circle, and you kind of fell out because we had a hermit at the bottom of your deck as well. Maybe you fell out with the people you used to associate yourself with, be on good terms with, and now it's like there's this conflict, a misunderstanding, and there's nobody on my side. Just heaviness and sadness, and you feel like people are not serious enough, are not deep enough, maybe not aware enough about what they're doing in life, how they're living, that kind of energy. And then look at this last picture. It says the last card. Well, the picture is just crazy because it's exactly the same as the imagery on this 10 of Wands. Just look at them. And it's the card accountability. Exactly, like this woman, she's carrying stones in this basket, and this man is carrying heavy logs or just wood. And this card accountability says responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and to others. Maybe this is what you're doing. I want to be everything for everybody. Almost like I want to help this person and help this person, help my family, be a good friend, and on top of that achieve an amazing career, success, and have a very healthy, stable relationship. And it's like, oh my gosh, I got scared of Pichinka. And it's like everything is just doing all of it on your own, going up that hill and carrying all of this load. Responsibilities, duties, heaviness, it's just big message here. Especially if you're a woman, it's almost like I would just fall back into your softness and slow life. It's almost as though you're trying, but it doesn't really work out so often. To be weaker, to let yourself be a little bit naive or foolish or emotional. It's like I need to do the business, I need to do my work, I need to be professional, I need to be top notch, I need to like create a masterpiece of some sort, becomes self-sufficient, financially stable, all of that. And it's like in that energy you're very much, again I'm talking to women, very much equal to the masculine. I hope it's making sense, but that's what I'm feeling here. Very strong, again Saturnian energy, very similar to pile 1, Saturn, Capricornian energy is coming through so strong. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't speak today. Let's get some more messages for you. Pile 2. What does your future self want you to know right now? I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys. I was wondering throughout this whole reading, it's almost like I was rooting for you. Are they going to get it? Get there? Are they going to get there? Give me a sign. Like I was talking to myself throughout your whole reading because I see how hard you're working. I see how, oh my gosh, how focused you are on your goal. And like carrying all of this weight, doing all of it by yourself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my guides, my ancestors, please give me a sign. Are they going to get there? Are they going to achieve it? You are. And the first deck I take, asking, begging for clarity. Oh my gosh, and the bottom of this deck, begging for the answer is the victory. You will. At your own pace, but you will get there. The only thing your future self wants you to know is take care of yourself meanwhile. Take care of your mental health, of your body, of your mind. Take care of it. And the final destination is all taken care of. You'll get there. You're such a strong person. The people are going to be applauding you. You're going to be in the spotlight if that's something you want. You're going to feel to live in abundance if that's something you want. You'll have a healthy relationship if that's something you're working towards. And at the bottom of this deck we also have this card cornucopia. Fantastic. I love it. Anything you want, you will get there. And it's going to be, I feel like, tangible things. You'll be able to touch them, to smell them, to experience. It's not going to be that picture, that painting in your head that you've been painting for so many years. It's going to be here and now. You'll be able to touch it, to hug it, to, I don't know, whatever it is. Let's get some more messages, you guys. Pile 2. What does your future self want you to know right now? And we have this card, patience and planning. Yes, I feel like you've been very, very patient. You've been very diligent. You had your like strategy of goals and plan, and like what is the next step and the step after that, and I have to complete this by this time, and then I have to speed up for that, and maybe then I can, very strategic thinking and being patient and like building brick by brick, getting to that destination. Such a stoic, vigilant feeling I'm getting from you guys. And at the bottom of this deck we have this card, awareness. That's the magician energy. You know what you want, and it's coming from a very pure place. It's coming from a very not egotistical, not something that people want in society, like the latest iPhone or whatever superficial things that many people might be living for, like trading their life, the time of their life, like going to jobs 9 to 7, 9 to 5, what is it? I don't even know, because I haven't been in that out of matrix for quite some time. And trading, I'm so sorry you guys, Pachinko moved the camera, but I was saying that, what was I saying? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like your goal is quite unconventional. It's very true. It's coming from your essence, like very self-aware people you are, and you don't want to trade your life for the superficial things. You don't want to waste your time here on earth for, it's something like the vision you have. It's bigger than just certain amount of money in your bank account, or I don't know what things people dream of. It's a lifestyle. It's something that will be sustainable. It has a reason. It has a bigger purpose for yourself. For example, I want to be a doctor. I want to help people. I want to be a cardiovascular. I want to heal people's hearts. And I've been studying. I've been working my ass off for 8 years getting this degree. It's just an example. I don't know. Maybe that's the vision you had. I wanted to be an artist, a well-known artist, and I've been working. I've been creating my music, dancing, painting my art, whatever it is, for so many years. Because I know the big goal. People will be seeing my art. It will be moving them. That's the feeling I'm getting here. The picture that you have in your mind could be as simple as, I want to have my own family. I want to marry the person who is my a great match for me, who is going to be on the same page as me on what family is, what love is, so that we bring into this world healthy children and we raise them in a way that they're healthy human beings, and they don't bring pain, they don't inflict pain on others, they don't hurt other people for no reason at all. They create beauty in this world. And that's also something that is like coming from a very pure place. There is no this selfish, superficial, I want this so I can impress the society, my friends, or whoever it is. No, that's not about you. Okay, let's get some more cards, you guys. Pile 2. What messages does your future self have for you right now? And we've got this card, Amethyst. It says transformation, certainty, confidence. Yeah, you are getting there. You are changing on your way. You are transforming inside, and your confidence, your focus on what you want, knowing for sure, with certainty, that I deserve it. If it can happen for other people, it can happen for me too. It's really helping. That intention, that focus, that almost like the decision, the conscious decision. I'm gonna live in that picture. I'm gonna live that life. Nothing is gonna stop me. It's accelerating you towards your goal. Amethyst is also a very spiritual stone, mineral, crystal. Yeah. And at the bottom of this deck we have this card Peace. It says dissolving unwanted or disturbing thoughts. Yeah, that's like an advice from your future self. Don't burden yourself too much with responsibilities, pain, sadness. You deserve peace. Maybe speaking things, again talking about them, will help you reach that clarity and stability. Let's get some more messages. Pile 2. What does your future self want you to know right now? Messages from your future self. And we've got this card Passion. Wow, and the message in it is love, sexual energy, passions aroused, vital life force, kundalini, the sun, giver of life, strength, a gift, new infusion of energy, something beyond your control, surrender. I love it for you, especially for those of you who your main goal is a relationship, like a healthy one, a family, a commitment. Definitely something wonderful is coming your way. You will meet the person who will fulfill you in many ways, who will be healthy for you, who will help you get to your victory, and who will share your load, who will share the difficulties. And for others, I just feel like what you're doing in life, it's coming from your, almost like that sacral chakra, the passionate part of you, the fiery part of you. I live. How do I explain it? I live off from what I'm doing. It gives life to me. Whatever it is. And what do we have at the bottom? And at the bottom we have this card Renewal, and it says rest. Rest. Switch off the mind. A short holiday would do you a world of good at this time. A change of scenery results in a renewed clarity and sense of purpose. Powerful message here, again and again, of you letting yourself let go of responsibilities, of difficulties, maybe even taking a vacation, or just a break, a short break, like a weekend for yourself, for example. Spending it with time who are good for you, spending the time with the people who are good for your soul, that kind of thing. What other cards do I want to pull for you guys? Tea leaves. I'm sorry for my this pause. I was like, what's happening? Tea leaves. I also needed a break, I guess. So that's pile 2. What are the messages that your future self wants you to hear right now? What does your future self wants you to know right now? Pile 2. Okay. Let's see, you guys. And we've got this card, Apple. It says temptation will test you. Oh yes. And this theme of Adam and Eve, Eden Garden, so interesting. And remember sacrifices I was talking about in the beginning. That's what I'm feeling here with this card Pleasure Seekers underneath the Knight of Pentacles, which I feel like represents you in this case. It could be the people that will test you. For example, if you're looking for a healthy relationship, it could be ex-partners that keep jumping in and offering you some questionable interactions, whatever it is. Could be just the people who are in your friendship circle who would, yeah, do you really want to get there? They would say to you, do you really want to work so hard for this dream? Is it really important? Look what's happening in the world. Maybe you should just give up. Maybe you shouldn't be a doctor. It's taking a long time. Just have fun. Let's, I don't know, party. Something is testing you right now. So interesting. Temptation will test you. I feel like that's already happening. And you're very focused. Like, kudos to you. You're very focused. You're very, again, diligent and patient with yourself. Nothing is disturbing you much. Guys, I'm so sorry. Pichinka is trying to get some attention here. Another temptation and distraction. Yeah, look at this. We also have this card wall, and it says misunderstanding. Again, could be your family not understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. Could be your friends, could be your partners. It's like we are almost from the different world. Okay, just a moment, guys. She needs a hug. Мой зайчик. I'm so sorry, you guys, but this is just a normal occurrence on my channel. My dog getting lonely and she's asking for kisses. So yeah, I feel like I should continue, but she's not letting me. With this card wall and misunderstanding, definitely feeling like you're separated from other people, and we had the Hermit at the back of your deck. This loneliness, that's where it's coming from. Not being understood, not being accepted maybe for who you are, not being, not feeling like you belong in your environment, not feeling like you have like-minded people around you who have the same, or at least similar goals, who think about the same things. Maybe it's just people who watch Netflix all day long and don't care about why we are here, what are we here to accomplish, how we can help this world. And you are someone who's quite deep, very self-aware person, very spiritual for sure, and focused on your goal. Okay. She's not happy, but she went down. We are not cuddling anymore. Let's see what other messages we have here. We have this card Seahorse, and it says family matters. It could be taken both sides. I feel like family matters, like things pertaining to family, and also family matters in the sense that family is important, which is interesting. I feel like for you it could be both things at the same time, like struggling with family issues, but also knowing that family is important to you and you have to take a lot of responsibility. Maybe you want to create your own family, but then the family that you come from maybe getting in your way or judging you. It's just something about family is very prominent here. Look at this. Then we have this card Weeping Willow, and it says family sorrow. Again, some mishaps, misunderstandings, falling apart with some people, maybe conflicts, and just feeling like maybe you're not appreciated, maybe you're doing everything on your own, that kind of stuff. Not being able to talk to somebody freely in your family, maybe because maybe somebody like a certain member of your family, or all of them for some of you, are only valuing you, only appreciating you and loving you when you are doing something for them, when you are productive, when you are successful, when you are abundant maybe, but when you're just yourself, showing your character, showing your kindness, your softness, that's not really something that's valued. And there's a lot of sadness I'm getting from it, like why is this happening? Because what is the reason? That's what I'm feeling. Why are you so strong? It's always because you had to take care of many things in your childhood, be very responsible, to be in control of your own life. It always comes from childhood. Then we've got this card, handshake. And it says, a meeting with a stranger could be important. Yeah, wonderful message. Wonderful. What did we have in this deck? What message? I already forgot. Yes, that's why I was drawn to this deck just now, because we had this passion card here with love, sexual energy, passions aroused, vital life force, kundalini, the sun, a gift, something beyond your control, surrender. Remember this card? And I was like, this handshake and someone being important, meeting with a stranger, for sure. And this handshake gives me this feeling of alliance, almost like if there is a deal, like in business, we are doing it together, partnership. And this feels like somebody who's on your team, on your side, who sees you and sees where you're headed. This feels like a very benevolent energy from this person. Oh, then we have this card box, and it says you will receive a gift. And I feel like it's a long time coming. Just being appreciated for who you are, taken care of, gifted, cherished, adored, whatever it is. There's this loneliness about you, and it's almost like I was giving everything myself for so long. I was just literally gifting things to myself, focusing on my finances, and especially if you're a woman, I guess. For men it would be strange, but I definitely see you in the future being cherished, taken care of, supported, encouraged. And then we have this card desk, and it says pay attention to your work. And that's for sure something that you're already doing, I have no doubt. You're very diligent, very hardworking. Slow and steady wins the race. Yeah. It's almost like a message, continue doing what you're doing, you're on the right track. Continue working as you're working right now. Maybe some of you are working literally at the desk, writing something, maybe you're writers, studying something. I want to get one more message for you guys, like an advice, like guidance from your future self. Pile 2, what does your future self want you to know right now? And we have this card, cleanse. It says your body, mind and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional and physical cleansing. For some reason I feel like sleeping more is very important, moving your body, walking. You are very stifled, and not that you're not doing enough, you're like always like lazy or something like that. I feel like you just need to move more freely, to do something different, maybe to swim, to dance, to do yoga, to stretch, to just walk more outside in fresh air. Release what is stuck in you and sleep. For some reason, I don't know, guys, you need to sleep. I feel like it will resonate for many of you to improve your sleep for sure, because that's where all of the exhaustion, the stress and confusion is coming from. So this is all I have for you, pile 2. I hope this reading was helpful to you. I hope it gave you the answers that you needed, the clarity that you needed, and I wish you lots of happiness and lots of love for yourself and for others, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hello my beautiful pile number 3, or everybody who chose this turquoise tone. Let's see what messages does your future self have for you right now. And we've got Devil, Gift, 3 of Swords, Sweetheart, Knight of Swords, and Fortune. This is very interesting. Pile 3. I feel that for quite some time you've been wanting something and you thought it had a lot of value for you, like something it could very much be connected to your personal life, to your relationships. For example, wanting a person to be with you, and you thought that having them would improve your life on all levels, like mentally, emotionally, financially, practically. It's just a goal. It's just a goal. This person is a goal, and they would make me so happy. They would enrich my life. But there's something tricky about it. It's like there are either some strings attached to it, or this person is not so good to your well-being as you think they are. Something dark. There's something dark about them. Something unhealthy. Something like there is not enough integrity. It's almost like there are conditions with this person. It's not clear. It's not straight. It's as though, yes, I will give you what you want, but in return you will give me all of this, all of your time, all of your attention, all of just something quite creepy and unfair. And you know, you guys, if this doesn't resonate with you, probably not your reading. I'm saying what I'm seeing. Maybe choose another pile or another reading, just in case, so we're on the same page. And I feel like this connection, this relationship, whatever it is, this situation felt so desirable for you. So like, this would be so fulfilling for me if I get there. My life would level up. Maybe I'll become more abundant. I will become more happy, more established in some way if I had this person. Maybe we are very compatible physically, and we are just a very handsome couple, for example. And how can we not be together? We're just such a good match. But then this feels like a lure. It feels like a trap for some reason. And it's been like that in the past. And you know it. You sensed it. You saw all of those red flags and unhealthy patterns, manipulations maybe. And the very sexual energy is coming through from this connection, from this situation. Very sexual. Almost kinky, I would say. And it's just uncomfortable to be, even me doing this reading, I feel uncomfortable for some reason. Like, this is not pure. This is not crystal clear for me. But it feels desirable. Nevertheless, for you, you were like, oh my gosh, if we make it happen, if I make it happen, if this works out, it will be a dream come true. It will be just out of this world. It will be maybe something I've always dreamt of. But coming to the present, I don't feel like now you're slowly but surely, you're definitely realizing that this is not going to work out. This is only going to hurt me, shoot me right through the heart and leave me bleeding. Every single time it's been like that. My love, my kindness, my softness, compassion and tenderness would never get appreciated here. It would never be valued. It's just something that's given in the eyes of that other person. That, yeah, just feels like heartbreak. Feels like you're going through a heartbreak and sad realization that maybe your love is not something that can save the situation. Maybe your love is not the cure for this person, the pattern between the two of you. Maybe they were always meant to hurt you eventually, so you could learn your lesson, so you could get redirected, maybe experience some certain growth. There's the sadness, again, the sadness and the feeling like I gave all of my heart, I gave all of my softness, all of my time, all of my understanding and encouragement to the situation, this person, and it never gave me any happiness, any fulfillment, nothing. Especially on an emotional level, it's just, what is it? Like a torture. But again, something about it is so like a temptation, a huge temptation, so seductive. But it's a poison. It's a poison. I keep looking at this devil card. And she is a mushroom. And this particular mushroom, I'm not sure how it's called in English, it's poisonous. If you eat it, you might die. It's not a champignon or the mushrooms that people cook. If you eat this one, that's it. But I wanted to eat it. I wanted to try. Maybe I can cook it in a certain way that it's not as, it doesn't give off all of those substances and poisonous chemicals. No, it's not edible. It's not edible. And now there's the sadness in you. It's like, it's almost like I have so much more to give even. I have so much more to give to this person, to this situation, this relationship. But I would be only foolish if I was to do it. Because my heart is already bleeding. What's the point? Whew, you guys. Heavy stuff you're going through right now. Let's look at the future. You're going to find your happiness, your gift elsewhere, you guys. There's a big message here from your future self that you have to pay attention to who is honest with you, who is coming toward you and is real with what they're bringing, because with this Knight of Swords and Fortune, in the future there will be somebody who will be very verbal, will be almost blunt with how they feel about you, what they want from you, who they are really, and they will be the real treasure. They will be the real treasure, compared to this devil person from your past. That's what I'm sensing here. It will be honest, clear, crystal clear communication. Sometimes too honest, sometimes even like they will ruffle your feathers, but it's going to be honest. They're going to be honest. And that's where your fortune lies, that's where your happiness lies. That's what's going to enrich your life. You thought the gift was in the past, in someone from the past, but it's not. The gift is still in the future, not just the gift. Continuing gifts, like outpour of abundance and prosperity and happiness, emotional fulfillment, love. It's in the future. You need honesty. You're not someone who is good at playing games, figuring people out, wasting your time on like tracing undercurrent like streams of water, whatever the expression is. You need the clarity. This is what it is. What you see is what you get. That's where your happiness is. That's where your fortune is. Let's look at the bottom of the deck, you guys, to see the background story here. We've got the Ace of Cups. Yes, you're such a loving people, Pile 3. You're such a kind, loving, tender, creative, soft people. I do feel like a new beginning in love is coming toward you quite soon. Something fresh. It's not the past energy I'm sensing here, to be honest. Even though you might be still tempted to go back to the past, maybe you're wondering, well, maybe if I put more energy into this, maybe if I try harder, maybe if I love them more, maybe if I give more to this, persevere. Or maybe there's like a deal with the devil, like if I stifle my needs, if I stifle the side of me, this person will cover something that I want. Like something about the deal, and maybe even, I don't know. So difficult to explain what I'm sensing here. Just not very much integrity in this situation I'm sensing, not much. Let's look at your oracle cards. Look at this, yeah. The first card we have here is movement. Gotta move on. Keep going. And with this Knight of Swords, it's quite a fast energy. I feel like you're crossing the threshold. You are moving to a better place, to better people, to more honesty, and maybe physically some of you are moving or getting an opportunity to travel, possibly for some of you. Distance yourself from the heaviness, the muddy situation you've been in the past with this devil, this Three of Swords. I want to feel lighter. I want to just feel free. And then we have this card, Full Moon in Gemini, and it says the answers you need are coming. Oh, I love this. I love this for you. It feels like closure. To be honest, I feel like it's closure for many of you here. With this Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords, it's almost like there could be an apology that comes your way, if that's something you're waiting for, or an explanation of some sort. But I feel like it will put things into place in your mind. Because before that, there's quite an unhealthy situation, quite a difficult emotional state that you are in because of it. And I feel like the information, the right information will come through. And it will help you see things more clearly and decide what's your next step. Where do I want to go? How do I want to feel? Who do I want to be with? Things will fall into place in your mind finally. And all this mind games will end. Then we've got this card, Fire and Passion. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like it's something new that's coming your way, you guys. I don't feel like it's the energy of the past. There might be a new passionate beginning starting, and we had the Ace of Cups at the bottom of your deck, and with this Knight of Swords. Just feels like out of the blue, something quite unexpected. Like, this feels re-energizing, feels regenerating. I feel so inspired. Could be a new person that enters your life. And with this Knight of Swords, I feel like they will be very verbal, very honest, very blunt, and it's just like, this is what I want, this is who I am, that's it. No games, no emotional manipulations, and all of those, unhealthy stuff. And then we have this beautiful card, Sharing, and it says, there is giving in receiving, and receiving in giving. Beautiful. That's the... Remember in the beginning I was feeling like I will only give this to you if you give me that your whole life, almost like your whole self. I will give this like a little crumb of attention maybe, or a certain thing that you think you want. Just quite an unhealthy trade happening here almost. And where you're headed in the future is being with the people who give as much as you give. Very loyal, very generous. Support, encouragement. Could be your soul tribe, could be romantic relationships. Just very healthy exchange of emotional energy, of time, of effort. Very reciprocal stuff. Feels much more healthy than the past that you've been in. Let's get some more cards, you guys. Pile 3. What messages does your future self have for you right now? Look at this, and we have this card, Financial and Material Changes. Very interesting. I don't know why. Maybe this will resonate with one or two of you, but I keep getting this message and I didn't want to voice it because it's quite particular. Maybe some of you have been dependent on a partner in the past, like financial abuse or something like that. I will help you financially if you stay with me and satisfy my needs or something like that. Just feels very being bound, being chained, and I'm so sorry for the screaming, you guys. Yeah, being bound, being not free, almost like a deal that you made with somebody. I'm giving this to you as long as you stay by my side, you do what I tell you to do. Very unhealthy stuff, very uncomfortable and just not right. And I feel like maybe you've been scared to lose something, to lose, again, a very particular message, doesn't have to resonate with everybody. You've been very scared to lose your stability, financials, maybe if you don't have a work, something like that, and you're married to a person who is abusive, God forbid, difficult stuff like that. That could be the situation you're in. The changes you have to go right now, like material, financial. But I do see things looking up for you in the future, for sure. The communication is coming, the right people is coming, you will find your fortune elsewhere again. That's what I'm sensing very strongly. And at the bottom of this deck we have this message, positive movement forward. Yeah, don't get stuck in this mess. You guys, you deserve much better. It's time to move on. And we also have this card movement as well. Keep moving on. You deserve so much more. You deserve people who pour into you just as much as you pour into them. You deserve to be happy, to be free. So yeah, let's get some more messages. Pile 3, what does your future self want you to know right now? Yes, we have this card, woman holding a coin. Very similar energy to the Queen of Pentacles. That's financial stability you're heading to. Regardless of how uncertain you feel right now, how much pain you have inside of you and disappointment right now, and you feel like the earth is like shaking underneath your feet, and you got trapped in something unhealthy, you're gonna get out on the other side feeling very stable, very self-sufficient, very abundant. Yeah, being able to take care of yourself completely, nourish yourself, create a beautiful life for yourself where you're not in need at all. There's no lack at all. Powerful energy here with this Queen of Pentacles. Especially if you're women, I feel like it's a powerful message that you need to hear right now. Well, 3, what other messages does your future self have for you? And we've got this card, passion. Didn't we have it already, the same card? Yeah, it is fire and passion. Very similar message. And it says love, sexual energy, passions aroused, vital life force, kundalini, the sun, giver of life, strength, a gift, new infusion of energy, something beyond your control, surrender. Yeah, so there's, if you are mourning a certain love situation, there is more love ahead for you, more love. Something very passionate, something very inspiring, uplifting, and that's going to give you this feeling that you're living finally, that there's a lot of life force in you, where in the past I feel like you've been with someone who's been very draining, like maybe exhausted you to the point of where you got completely lethargic and hopeless even. I feel like in the future there's someone coming towards you who's like an infusion of energy, of colors, of passion, excitement, and support, for sure. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? We have this card, dreaming of you. And it says, someone you love will appear in your dreams. They reflect a part of you, a time of remembrance, a time of reflection and healing. Absolutely, letting go of what the memories you have to let go of, the sadness you have to let go. Maybe you started thinking about someone from the past, for example, reminiscing, and it's just like all of the pain is coming up to the surface again. To be healed, to be healed. Let's get one more message, you guys. Well, actually a few more. Pile 3, what messages does your future self have for you right now? This card is stubbornly wanting to come out, and it's the achievement card. It says keep focused on your dream. You'll get there, you guys, you'll get there. Regardless of how much pain you have in your heart, how many scars you received on your way, how badly you've been betrayed, taken advantage of, manipulated maybe, you'll get to that goal that you have in your mind, being at a safe relationship, and abundance, financial stability. You'll get there. Don't give up that dream. Don't stop moving. Yeah. Let's get some more cards. Let's get tea leaves now, you guys. Pile 3. What messages does your future self have for you right now? Pile 3. What does it he or she think you have to know right now? Pile 3. Okay. You got quite a few. So the first card we have here is Lion, and it says time to act. Absolutely. Almost like you, at this point I feel like you're fed up, you're done being a victim, being a lamb here in this case as an animal. This lion inside of you is like, no, I don't want to be the victim of the situation. I want to take my life into my own hands. And with this card movement, it's almost like similar to action. Keep going. Act on your impulses. Protect yourself. Roar if you need to. Then we've got this card, 4-leaf clover. Yeah. And it says great good fortune. Absolutely. And you guys, we have this fortune card as well. So you're gonna get your abundance. You're gonna get your prosperity, your financial stability, 100%. No doubt. You'll get there. It's literally in the cards for you. And then we have this card Moon, and it says changes in your life. Yeah, if you feel like you're stuck in this period and stuck in this chapter and this person keeps dragging you back, or things are not working out with finances, changes are coming. Just like the moon is changing its phases, things are going to look up for you very soon. We also have this card Creep, and it says birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Very interesting. I feel like for many of you it's just this energy of newness, of this passion for life, of starting something new, like the Ace of Wands energy. Like totally new chapter, totally new fresh beginning starting for you, that's going to bring you a lot of happiness, fulfillment and abundance. Yeah. And then we have this card Bread. It says period of prosperity and abundance. And you guys, the tea leaves, there are like 200 cards in here, and the messages are very different about friendship, about misfortunes and difficulties. There are so many, all kinds of messages, and I feel like you got the most cards about good luck, abundance, prosperity and success. You can't make this up. Out of 200 cards. Oh my gosh. Another one, you guys, and it's the card V. It says victory in some endeavor. Maybe your name starts with a V, or you have it present in your name or your last name. V. Definitely gonna be a victor in this case. Even if you've been suppressed in the past, brainwashed, felt heartbroken, again taken advantage of, you'll come out on top. You'll be successful. You'll be abundant. Yeah, you're the victor. Oh my gosh. And then we have this card Love. Just love. Beautiful. I love wrapping up your reading on this card, on this energy. And this word has also V in it. Letter V. And it's interesting how they came up almost together. I pulled them together. So definitely new love is coming for many of you. Let's get an advice for you. The final advice, pile 3. What does your future self wants you to know right now? Messages from your future self, pile 3. And we have this beautiful card, Hello from Heaven. It says your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. Beautiful message. Yeah, you're not alone. As much pain as you feel, as much loneliness and sadness and betrayal, disappointment you feel, you've been supported from everywhere, from your guides, your ancestors, your angels. They're directing you to where you're supposed to be. So this is all I have for you, pile 3. I hope this reading was helpful to you. I hope it gave you the clarity that you needed, the answers that you needed. And I wish you lots of happiness and lots of love for yourself and for others. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.